Phil!
Are you listening?
With veganism on the rise, Generation Vegan interviews the up-and-coming hottest vegans. And in this podcast, we teach you the practical side of having a plant-based diet. Today, we're talking to John Lewis, who's also known as Badass Vegan. He influences over 72,000 people on social media and has the intention to reach over 100,000 people and help them become vegan. Welcome back to Generation Vegan. Today, I am so stoked and honored to be interviewing John Lewis, also known as a badass vegan across all social medias. He is the owner of Jump Vegan Smart, which is a protein line that just helps vegan athletes build muscle. He has the Badass Power Cookie. He's appeared on multiple television shows and music videos and fitness magazines, Muscle and Fitness, Men's Fitness, Exercise for Men, Vegan Health and Fitness, Thrive, all types of things. I could keep going on and on. He's also been featured on P90X, and I am just so excited to introduce John Lewis.
Okay, so I started off being vegan and after being vegetarian for a couple of years. My mother was actually diagnosed with colon cancer, and talking to the doctors and doing my own research, I saw animal protein was literally one of the main contributors to this problem. And, I remember talking to the doctors and asking, how did this happen? Oh, my God, and they were like, too much animal protein and things of nature. And I was like, so this is not hereditary? And they're like, no, this is a lifestyle choice. So that was a big wake-up call for me. And I say it all the time. I say that I'm a big believer in learning from my mistakes, but I'm a bigger believer in learning from other people's mistakes. So if you try to run through a brick wall and you don't make it, I'm not going to try to prove you wrong. I'm not going to be like, nah, let me show you how to get through this brick wall. It depends on certain things. I try to prove people wrong, but on this one, I was like, you know what? It's no big deal. So I became vegan at the time. It's been 10 years now. Haven't looked back. I didn't think it would be such a big deal when I did it. Everybody started becoming my own personal nutritionist, and everybody thought I was gonna die and thought I was gonna get sick and I was gonna disappear and things of that nature, and that wasn't the case at all. And to kind of fast forward to how I started Badass Vegan, I was doing the P90X ads at the time. I was on like all the P90X ads and infomercials, things of that nature for my transformation and things of that nature. And somebody had told me to even get it started. Somebody told me that I should send in my pictures of my results, and I was like, nah. They're not that good, and the owner of the company was like, no, please send me more pictures. And they started using me. But the funny thing was when people found out I was vegan and I did it, they couldn't believe it. And so I knew right then I could start a movement. And that's when I came out with Badass Vegan, which was basically the premise of Badass Vegan is just to show that you can be vegan, you can have fun, you can be healthy, you can be sexy, you can, not saying I'm sexy, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that, all of that is included. We like to travel, we like to have fun, we like concerts. Anything you like, we like it too. We just don't eat animals. And I don't wear animals and things of that nature. That's it. It's really not that complicated. People think that you literally signed your death certificate if you go vegan, and that's not the case.
Yeah, I was forced to go vegan because of illness that I had, and I couldn't walk for 4 months. And then to get off all the crazy medicine, I had to go vegan. And it was insane the amount of people that were just like, no, keep taking your chemotherapy, keep taking it. I'm like, yeah. Why? And then I got strep throat last weekend, and everyone was like, you have to take antibiotics. You're going to die. Like, if you don't take antibiotics, you're never going to get rid of strep throat. I'm like, have you ever heard of anyone dying from strep throat? Like, unless they're 80, no.
I'm actually shocked that they didn't say you got strep throat because you're a vegan. Like, that's like, it's like anything that happens is like, oh, it's because he's vegan.
It's because
I broke my wrist 2 years ago playing football, and everybody's like, yeah, because you're vegan. I'm like, okay, so people that aren't vegan don't break their wrists. Like, they don't break bones at all. Like, that's what happens. It's crazy.
I was looking at your Instagram, and you had posted something about how you got pneumonia, and I didn't know. For me, strep throat was usually lasts 4 to 6 days when I wasn't vegan, and now and this time it only lasted 2 days. So I didn't know how being vegan affected your pneumonia. Did it make it better, or help at all, or what?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think vegan or not, that shit hurt. That might have been one of the. I've never felt like I might die. That was the one time I felt like, you know what, this might be it. This is painful, you know. But the thing is that the reason why I got to start off with a cold, but I think I'm Superman sometimes, and I don't like take care of myself the way I should.
Yeah.
And what happened was I literally I kept working out, I kept running, I kept traveling. Like I'm always on a plane, so that probably didn't help either. Being around other people with germs, and before I knew it, I had a fever for like 3 days, and I was like, something's not right. Like I'd actually flew to LA to go to an event, and I never even made it to the event I was at. I had to go to the ER in LA. It was crazy. It was nuts.
You're like, this might be when I die.
I was like, this might be. So this is what they mean. Like it flashes before your eyes. Like this is it.
That's how I felt with strep throat. There was like 1 hour on Saturday night where I thought I'm going to suffocate to death because my throat was so tight. I was like, I was anticipating every swallow for like 20 minutes. I'm like, here it comes. Oh, God. Oh!
Yeah, it's bad. It was so bad I had to take an Uber to the hospital. I couldn't even drive myself.
That is so terrible and scary.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, your wife probably was just feeling terrible because she probably wasn't there and wanted to just take care of.
Yeah, she wasn't there. So she's like, okay, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm going to make it. Like 2 days later, I'm like, okay, you're right. I'm going to the hospital.
So I want to talk about your protein line because I'm just so inspired by your entrepreneurialism. Like your social media presence, amazing. Like your posts, the way you post, just it's so professional. Your branding is incredible. Like it's just so good. I'm so impressed by that. But tell us a little bit like how you really went down the path of like creating your own protein line and then how you got it into stores and like where it's at and everything.
So the way it kind of started was that one, I didn't really like much that's out there. I'm friends with all the companies, no like disrespect to like the vegan brands, because I also believe that what works for somebody doesn't work for everybody. So you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't like my brand, it's not like a hard feeling. I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. Like I tell people like, try Vega, try, Garden of Life, try, all these different ones, just to try it out. So I understand that. But for me, I wasn't a complete fan of all of them. So I was like, you know what? Like there's probably a possibility here. So my two business partners, which are fraternity brothers of mine, they contacted me. They wanted to come out with a vegan brand because they already owned the company. So they wanted a vegan line. So they wanted me to help formulate it. And of course, I was like, we're brothers. I got you. And after about a year of it already being on the market, they were like, look, this is your baby. You helped us create it. We want you to, take a part of the company. We're going to give you part of the company, and we want you to be the face of it. So, it's kind of hard to say no to that, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was already using the brand anyway. I literally was using my own protein shake. So that's where it started. And just the same premise as Badass Vegan. It's all about getting people to understand that vegan tastes good. Vegan is not nasty. People think vegan food is like nasty. I don't know where they get this from. Or people think they've never had vegan food. And I'm like, you never had an apple? Like you never just once? You never had an apple or a piece of fruit. So, but the biggest thing is just to get it to taste good and also be nutritious. Like, so that's where it all started from. And my branding really comes from, I just don't want it to be lame. I don't like. There's a lot of lame stuff out there, and I think that has people drawing back from this kind of lifestyle because they think it's oh man, I lose all my cool points, I lose my manhood, I lose my womanhood, I lose all this if I go vegan, and it's not the case. You actually gain more, So that's what we're trying to do is just show people that this lifestyle is not that bad. It's actually pretty damn nice,
That's actually why I have you on here, because this whole podcast is to break that stereotype of like, oh, vegans are just a bunch of hippie loving animal lovers, even though that's exactly what we are. But we all look just like everyone else and we act like everyone else.
I say that I'm actually coming out with a shirt now that's going to say hippie at heart.
Oh,
like, just like, yeah, like that's what it is. Like we don't all walk around with like 12-inch beards and like dreadlocks and smell like patchouli. Like that's not how it works. No offense to my people that do that, because I'm friends with a lot of people that are that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But not everybody's that way. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't all walk around hugging trees. You know,
Right.
if I see the right tree though, we might have a little moment. But that's not all I do. That's not all I do.
So, so what is like the dumbest? There's so many dumb ones, but what's the dumbest vegan meat eater vegan comeback, and how do you combat that? Like, what is your statistics and facts that you give?
Oh man, the dumbest one was that I heard your penis shrinks.
What?
That was the dumbest one. Yeah, I heard that when you go vegan, your penis shrinks. Penis shrinks. And my comeback was, well, you must have been vegan a long time.
Oh,
So
it's just terrible.
that was it. Yeah, I mean, like I, like when people literally come to me with like a legit question, I'm very sincere with my answers. But when I can tell they're being an asshole, I kind of change it up. You know, like my answer fits the question always. My response always fits the mode of the question. So yeah, that's probably the worst one. You're gonna get skinny. You're gonna die. I'm like, so there's no skinny meat eaters? Like, I don't understand. Like, the things that people say, I don't think they really think it out.
Because everyone's like, plants have feelings. Yeah. Like, well, bro, if plants have feelings, then I would rather kill broccoli than a cow, or kale than a cow.
Well, this is my comeback to that. What I always say is that you can kill an animal's dead, but I can eat a piece of fruit, a vegetable. I can literally put that fruit or vegetable in the ground and make another fruit or vegetable. I can't do that once I kill the cow. Like, I can't take his heart and put it back in him and expect it to work out. It's not gonna work like that.
I saw that. I was inspired by that, and I'm gonna start saying that from now on, because that's such a good point. You know, people don't even think.
And you still get people that try to argue that though. Like,
oh yeah. Because like the smartest, most woke people in my life, they'll say the craziest stuff about me. I'm like, did that just come out of your mouth? Like, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's crazy to see the response that people will give you. Like, it's just, it's nuts. And people get angry with you being vegan. I'm like, why are you so mad at me? Like, because me personally, I don't want to kill anything. That's my whole idea. Like, that's what I'm trying not to do.
Yeah.
So if that bothers you, then that's something wrong with you. That me not wanting to do that pisses you off, then damn, that's kind of psychotic if you really think about it. Like, you're mad at me because I don't want to kill something.
Right.
That's weird.
So do you personal train people, or you just like online or in?
Right now I literally have 2 people left that I train. I travel so much, like. Yeah. And I get inquiries all the time and people want me to train them. And I don't want to be that guy that just takes their money. So in all honesty, I can't devote the time right now to train them. Like, I may come out with an online program, but right now I just don't have it. Like, in all honesty, I recommend everybody go to like Tori's, like my best friend, Tori Washington, a lot of people know. Yeah. I always like guide them to his page. I'm like, look, like, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. I mean, you can look at him like he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm very cognizant in the point of like, I know my strengths and weaknesses. And right now, my strength is not training people. Unless we go to the gym together. I'm in your city, we go. That's it. But for me to have a consistent basis of clients, it would take away from what I'm trying to do with the branding of, you know, the shake, the cookie, the clothing, the book, yeah. It's so much going on. It's just, you know, so I don't want to take away from that.
Yeah. So when right now I'm actually going through another personal training certificate program, because I work at this gym, and I went through one before. I wasn't vegan, so it didn't bother me, but now I'm going through it, and it's like, you know, cancer fighting foods, low fat chicken, low fat milk. It's like, what? So
you're like, eat duck balls, that'll save you from cancer. You're like, wait, what? Like, the shit that they say sometimes, I'm like, what is going on?
So how do you explain to people though, when they come at you, like, well, they say in, you know, all these personal training things to eat meat, to get lean, like, how do you combat that with information?
I tell everybody, I'm not a scientist, I'm a realist. That's what I try to tell people. So I try to tell them all the time. When you look at it this way, you can check any hospital in the world. You can check the the richest country, the poorest country, the ICU, the ER, whatever it may be. But you'll find one thing, and it's across the board the same thing. Vegans aren't filling up the hospitals. So nobody's coming in with a heart attack because they had too many damn oranges that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to Bobby? Oh man, he had a salad. His heart exploded. That's not what's happening. But if you check on the other side with the animal protein, things of that nature, you'll see that that's pretty much the mold all the way across the board. So if that's the case, yeah, you can tell me that this write-up says this other write-up says that. But when you look at the actual numbers, we're not the ones like filling up the hospital. And that's just point blank.
You've been vegan for 10 years. You're probably over it. You're like, ever.
If you look at my responses now, most of my responses are very sarcastic. And like when people come and like, they just want to put hate on my page, I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much for coming to my page. Like, I literally, if you check, I just posted a picture with Maya and myself. You know, I was telling everybody how she's vegan, real good friend, whatever. And this one guy was like, you're a douchebag, la la la. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you for coming by. Like he went, every time he would say something, I would respond with positivity. It got to the point where he literally deleted all of his stuff off of the page. But I told him when I was like, bro, why did you delete everything? I was like, I thought we were having a great conversation. I was like, but that's okay. I took a snapshot of all your comments before you deleted it. So, you know, I always want to remember this moment. But please, whenever you're ready to come back, you're always welcome. Like, so that's where I'm at now. Like, there's not much you can really do. Like, I've heard it all. I've seen it all. And like I said, if you're pissed because I'm vegan, that's not my fault.
You've got so many other problems.
I can't do anything about that.
Well, I've only been vegan for about 6 to 8 months, like on and off. I've been dairy free for a year. So I'm still in the pissed off phase of like, why are you, I don't get it. But at the same time, I try to think about how I was before I was vegan. And I don't say anything ignorant, like as ignorant as people say things to me. But I do remember being at this Texas Fit Show in Austin, and I was competing in it was a Naturally Fit show, and the vegan bodybuilding team was there. I entered Plant Built. They were there.
Yeah, Plant Built, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember my trainer was making fun of them because they all had vegans on the back of their shirt, and I started making fun of them too because I was wanting to be a follower, whatever. I was like, yeah, vegans suck.
Wait, what year was this?
It was 2004, 15, 14.
I think I was there. I was actually there.
Were you? That's so insane.
I wasn't competing though. I didn't compete. I had a booth. I had a booth originally, but they lost my shipment, so I had the only empty booth of the whole expo. It was horrible. But yeah, I was there. So thanks for laughing at me. I appreciate it.
It's so insane.
Thank you.
It's like a full circle is what it is. It's like I'm sitting here talking to y'all now because I interviewed Scott Shetler is who I was talking to.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's a cool dude.
Well, how do you deal with energy? Like, let's say you need more energy for the newly vegans out there. What do you suggest that they do to like gain the maximum amount of energy?
So you're saying like as far as eating or like things of that nature?
Right. Just because a lot of my friends that have gone vegan, they have noticed a energy drop, and I don't know what to tell them. So,
well, the biggest thing is when you go vegan, what you have to remember is that your calories now, you're actually burning your calories faster. You're actually using the food for what it's worth and then getting rid of the excess. Because what happens is a lot of people fail to realize, they're always like, oh, when I went vegan, I used the bathroom too much. I'm like, yes, you're supposed to use the bathroom. Like people don't realize that. The thing is, with that being said, you're actually allowed to eat more food and not gain excess weight or things of that nature. Like it's okay to eat more food when you're vegan, especially if you're eating in its purest form, unprocessed things of that nature. You can actually eat more. So of course you have less energy because your body's not holding on to junk. Even though it's holding on to junk, it's still using it as energy. When you get rid of it fast, your energy's gone. So now you have to refuel yourself and put more energy in. So that's all it is. It's just, you're actually able to eat more, and that's the case.
It's so hard to tell people. It's like it's hard to explain that to people because they think you're like making it up, and you're just like, but if you take a steak and you take those calories away from your meal, you have like 500 calories now that you can eat. And the apples, you need like 10 apples in order to do that.
Exactly. So you get to eat more, and that's what people fail to realize. You can eat way more, and that, for me, I'm greedy, so I fucking love that. Like, I get to eat more. Like, I'm all about that.
Yep. When people are like, "Oh, I couldn't be vegan. I love food," I'm like, "Then you should go vegan because all I do is eat and cook. It's amazing. I love it."
As I saying, I couldn't go vegan. I like oxygen. Like, what? Like, I'm still gonna eat. Like, I don't get what they're saying. Like, yeah, like, oh, I heard vegans don't breathe. Like, no, we do whatever, we do it all. Like, the same stuff that you do, we just don't eat animals. It's not that difficult. It's not that hard.
Right. So what information do you suggest that people watch in order to get the switch in their head?
I mean, there's great documentaries out there. There's great books out there. Like I said, I'm in the process of writing one now. I would have to say China Study. That's like the go-to. Like, I actually had somebody tell me, like, he actually was inquiring what to read, and I was like, yo, you got to read China Study. He was like, dude, we're not even in China. I was like, see, the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. You literally just pinpointed that. And I'm not even lying. Like, if this person sees this podcast, that's funny, because he literally said that. He's like, bro, we're not even in China. Like, no, it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? So the China Study is definitely a good one. Cowspiracy, great movie to watch, along with Forks Over Knives, Earthlings. You know what I'm saying? Those are like the staples. You got to watch them. And if you can still watch that, and those are fact-giving documentaries and books. They're not like, yes, they're a little opinionated because they're trying to promote that lifestyle, but they're opinionated in the fact of using the facts to kind of get you to push you that way. So, some people are like, oh, well, it seemed like they were just trying to push you that way. Of course, yeah. You're watching a documentary about veganism. That's what's going to happen, So that's like watching, one of the chefs promote their food. Like, whatever that is, they're going to promote it.
Right.
That's how it is. So,
Well, I really like debating on the fact that I like this quote. You can fool some people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And the reason I mean, it's confusing though. So they just had this big meeting about, the environment over in Europe, all the big countries went and talked about it. And they signed a treaty about how they're going to try to fix the environment, blah, blah, blah. And only one person brought up the fact that animal agriculture was like the number one reason. So it's just, why out of all the like heads of the country, is only one person bringing this up? Like, what is that about?
Money. That's not even that hard. It's money.
Right.
Like, countries make so much money off of it. Like, and this is no disrespect to slavery at all, because I understand that's a whole nother battle that people had to deal with. But slavery was a big money maker. So not in the sense of just each country making money, but each individual slave owner making money. Your slave was a part of your equity. You know what I'm saying? That was a part of what you owned. So for people to come in and say, hey, look, we're taking away your slaves. You were taking away their money. You were taking away that person that worked on their farm, that person that fed their kids, that person that made the food for their kids, the person that actually protected them when somebody else came on their fucking land. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. But, like that's what. So when you look at the way that the animals are treated, that's money. That's money. So if you're going to take away people's money, you better have a great, great, great alternative. And the thing is, we have that great alternative.
I know. Like
people have been. But the thing is, just like the slavery, you could. It's a taught thing. Racism is taught. You're not born racist, and it doesn't happen. Nobody spit out and go, I hate white people.
Yeah.
Nobody spit out like, I hate black people. Like, before you even had your first sip of milk, you're not like, yo, this better not be from a white person. Like, that's not how it works. We're taught to be racist. We're taught to hate people. So the same thing is we're taught to think that these animals are here for us. We're taught that the earth is made for humans, and that's not the case. If humans were to be extinguished today, the earth would throw a party and everything would come back in order the way it's supposed to be. There'd be no pollution, there'd be no garbage, no trash, the trees would grow back, the animals would come back to an actual level of population that was normal. People think that the animals will take over the world if we stop eating them. That's not the case. We force animals to have babies
Right.
for us to eat. We're the only animals on the planet, besides, I think, dolphins and monkeys, that have sex all year round. All other animals have a mating season. They have what we call heat. We don't think about that, though. So we think that the cows are like having meetings behind the farm, like plotting on taking out the humans, like if we let them just roam free. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And people always talk about how, like, oh, without animals, we won't have our strength and this and that. But if that's the case, if you really think about it, why the hell did humans pick the most docile animals on the planet to enslave and kill? Because we know if we were to put tigers and lions and bears in a farm, we would probably get our ass eaten every time we tried to go in there. So they put creatures, which is a pig, a chicken, a cow, uh, goat. If you really think about it, most of these animals, when you walk up to them, they bow their head. They're very docile. They're very loving. So we picked these creatures because we knew we could basically run them. Now you can only, how many times do you see a Ringling Brothers or a circus where the lion's like, all right, that's enough of your shit. I'm done with this. So imagine if you had a farm full of them. So that's the thing to look at. If you really want to, and people use the lion and all their memes as like the strength, and they use the bear as their meme, but we're not eating them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. That's things to think about. But that's the reason why it's hard to get people to change, is because they've been taught that this is the way you have to do it. And if you don't do it, not only is it almost a sin, you're actually slapping your parents in the face by going against what they taught you.
Yeah. And it becomes very personal, and then it becomes like you're rejecting me and my life, and it's like, no, I'm just no. And by the way, you can rant. This is a ranting show. The episodes are an hour because I want to hear everything you have to say. So
yeah, I rant. I do. I rant. So that I try to rant in a loving mood, though. Like I try not to spread hate with my rant. So I like the people to just really, really think about what they're doing. That's all.
So I really want to focus on advice for your typical nuclear family, mid-America, 2 kids, corporate job, eats out all the time, obese, that type of family, right? So what do you tell them? Let's say they eat out more times than they cook, and that's their problem. How do you suggest they order at restaurants? Like, what do you tell them to order? Where do you tell them to go? What type of food?
For me, what I like to tell them is just try to stay as unprocessed as possible. Even when you're going to these restaurants, things of that nature, you got to really think about what you're putting in your body. And I've pissed off quite a few people just by what I say about, what they're doing, because I honestly think now obesity is an epidemic that we have to deal with. And we have to stop. Just because you tell somebody the repercussions that come along with obesity, you're not fat shaming. I want to get that out there, because a lot of people think that once you tell somebody that this and this happens, you're fat shaming. I'm like, no, if I tell you literally heart disease is one of the major contributors from obesity, that's not fat shaming. That's literally telling you the truth. So I try to tell them that they have to change the way they eat. Don't worry about the food that you're eating in the restaurants per se. Worry about what's in your house. Like if you go out and you're vegan or whatever the case is right now, whatever the case is, if you go out and you splurge that one time, that's not what's killing you. It's what's in your house. You know what I'm saying? What do you eat when you go back in the house? What do you have in your cupboard? What do you have in your refrigerator? That's what you're eating 80% of the time. So that's what you really have to worry about. And I said it before and I'll say it again, and I know people get pissed at it, but childhood obesity is actually child abuse. Because the child is not the ones that are choosing what they eat. They don't, I've never seen a kid at the grocery store when it's time to pay go, hey mom, no, no, no. I got it. I got it. This is me. This is on me this time. So if that's the case, the parents are the ones that are choosing to give them this food. Yay or nay, you're the ones that's in control. So, and I tell people that all the time, so if you have an obese child, that's child abuse. You're in charge of that child's life. You're the one supposed to be protecting them, teaching them the ways of being healthy. And there's nothing that has to do with genetics with that. We all have fat genes in our body. You keep eating pizza, donuts, steak, all the stuff. Yeah, that's gonna happen. You could be adopted. And if I take an adopted kid and put them in the same situation under obese parents and they eat the same way, they have the same lack of activity, they're in the same environment, guess what? They're gonna get the same thing. So it's not about genetics. It's literally about what we're putting in and what energy we're putting out.
Right. So, and what do you think is like the biggest group that vegans should focus on? I know we all have our own niches, like we do more athletes and some people like focus on kids, but what one group do you think would really explode the vegan movement?
And it's funny, this is what I've been doing. I've been really attacking the hip hop culture because hip hop culture is not about race, even though, it is, predominantly African American. It's not really about race. Hip hop culture influences all culture. It really does. So, I've been working with Styles P, which from the Locks, former member of the Locks, well, still a member of the Locks with Jadakiss. They started juice bars in New York, all vegan. They've been vegan for like 2 years now. Working with that, like just hitting the hip hop scene to show again how cool it is. You're not missing out on anything. You're still gonna live. You're not gonna die. So it's along that line. But I think if we hit the hip hop culture, it's gonna really, really show, and we're gonna appeal to more people. Right. We're just gonna appeal to, Jermaine Dupri, he's vegan.
Waka Flocka.
I think all the people I've met. What's that?
Waka Flocka.
Yeah, Waka Flocka. Like it's becoming an okay thing now, and that's what we need to do is make it mainstream to where people feel it's okay. Once they feel it's okay, the health part is just secondary. They just want to make sure it's cool first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever's cool, they want to do.
Yeah, I think I've inspired a lot of people to go vegan. I say a lot, like 10, maybe 8 or 10 people, but just because
one is a lot.
It is?
Yeah.
So I feel like just by being me, and mostly my Snapchat, because my Snapchat, I get to show them that I'm still living my amazing life. And I also show them how to eat out and how to travel and eat vegan. Actually, that's my next question. What are the key things you focus on? Like, do you go to gas stations or grocery stores when you travel? Like, how do you stay vegan?
Well, luckily for me, I get invited to a lot of restaurants when I travel, a lot. So I always get to eat. So, and I love it. And please, restaurant owners, don't stop doing that. I love it. I fucking love it. So just keep inviting me. I will keep eating. But I do tend to go to the grocery store when I get there. Usually whatever hotel I'm in, I usually go ahead and make sure I have like some kind of refrigerator in the hotel I'm at. So I just try to grab as much as I can so I can stack up there. And then, and I'm probably not in the hotel all day. I'm always like, exploring the city, or I'm usually going for events already as it is. So I'll pack some things with me when I go. So I always got food with me, always, like no matter what. But I try to get like fresh fruit as much as possible. And I try to get stuff that doesn't have to be refrigerated, like apples, bananas. They don't have to be refrigerated. Grapes don't have to be refrigerated. I mean, you don't want them baking in the sun, but you can have them in your bag, and then later on that day, you can eat them without having to worry about them being room temperature or things of that nature. I might keep like uh, anything from like kale with me. Like I'll eat kale by itself. I don't care. Like I keep a lot. Yeah, I'm weird. I don't care. As long as I like the taste of it and it's healthy, I'll go for it. And I know it's a shameless plug, but I keep the shake with me at all times. Like the good thing is you can drink it with water, so I don't have to worry about like, oh, I have to have almond milk. I have to have this. It's easy to just do it like that. So yeah, I just try to make sure I have everything with me.
Oh, I want to hear
Yeah.
about your vision. So imagine in 10 years, Badass Vegan has just
10 years.
gone, it's just gone everywhere. So what is like your vision? What do you want to happen with this brand?
I want it to be a household name to the fact of where it's common and cool. Like don't get me wrong. Like I am in a business, but I didn't start my business to make millions of dollars. Hey, if it comes along, great. I'm not gonna be like, no, please, no, I don't want that. No. But that's not why I did it. It literally was to change the lives of so many people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. Like in 10 years, I want it to be like, oh man, I remember 10 years ago when Badass Vegan first came out, and he was saying this back then. Like now it makes sense. Like this makes sense. Like he wasn't just this crazy dude that was nuts, sitting in a car doing an interview. He's actually okay. He's actually cool. Like that's my biggest thing. And like I said, right now I'm writing books. I'm doing a lot of speaking engagements. I spoke in Sydney, Australia this year. I'm speaking in Toronto later on this year. I've been speaking in New York, Vegas, LA, Portland, here, Miami. I'm trying to think of everything I've spoken at. Like it's just so apparently somebody thinks I'm not too crazy because they keep inviting me to come speak. So that's good.
That's
And
insane.
I just wanna influence people, man, and I wanna be that example to let people know that it's okay to do it. Like people say I work out so hard and I do so, I'm never sleep, but I wanna be that example of how you can do it. I don't want to be a hypocrite. If I tell you can live a healthy life, then damn it, I need to be living a healthy life to show you that. I don't want to be, like I don't want to be the fat doctor that's telling you to stop. You need to lose weight. People do that, or the fat trainer that's like, hey, let me get you in that. How are you gonna do that? So that's the biggest thing. In 10 years, I just wanted to be a household name and it to be synonymous with health.
It's already been an hour. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Of course, I would love to keep you on here for like 5 more hours, but I'm just gonna ask you like 2 or 3 more questions, and we will be done here.
Okay.
So, what do you think about organic? On your Instagram, you talk a lot about non-GMOs. So, is it truly imperative that we buy organic, or can we kind of skate by it for a little bit? Like, how important is it?
This is how I say it. This, as far as like non-GMO, organic things of that nature, because it's a lot of hate against it. It's a lot of things, but non-GMO for me, I think we get a lot of confusion between what's crossbred and what's GMO. Genetically modified is in a lab. Crossbred is if two vegetables and they're feeling the moment, they may it may happen in a lab where people do cross sales, things of that nature. What my problem with GMO is when it's basically things like Monsanto and things of that nature, when they're making seeds and they're making a proprietary patent on their seeds to where it's not natural anymore at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get to the point where you can own a seed, it's not natural. When you own a seed that literally kills off so many insects, blah blah blah, for it to even grow, you don't have to use insecticides. Even if they're natural insecticides, you don't have to use those because they kill off those insects. If that's the case, I don't care how minute the poison is, it's still poison in that sense. Now, some people don't like crossbred fruits and vegetables, things of that nature. I'm not a stickler on that, because if that's the case, you like bread. We got crossbred dogs. We got, things will cross paths in some form of life, and it will happen. I mean, that's just the way it is. So that I don't have a problem with. What I have a problem with is companies like that, creating seeds and basically trying to weed out the other seeds that are natural. That's my biggest thing. As far as organic growing, that's a big want too much, poison sprayed on your food and things of that nature. That's not something you want. So that's the way I go with it. I try not to be too much of a stickler. When I say non-GMO, there, like I said, there's a big difference between crossbreeding and genetically modified in a lab.
Right. I totally agree. I think for me, people always say organic's so expensive, and I'm like, yeah, but so is cancer. So
yeah. I actually got a meme. I got a meme I'm gonna post. It's an old one. I'll probably use it for a throwback Thursday or something. But I said, and it happened. In the actual response, somebody told me, they said, yeah, John, I would go vegan, but it's so drastic. I said, you know what's really fucking drastic? Cancer. Yeah, that's real drastic. So, so you deal with that. I mean, it's just, those are little things we deal with. So,
could you give everyone just your go-to recipe? Like, what's your main thing that you eat? I mean, I know you probably.
It's a dish I call a beautiful mess. It really is. It's a beautiful mess. Like.
Did I miss? Hello.
Yeah, beautiful. It's I use quinoa, so I have a bed of quinoa. I'll grill onions. Like, I love to grill onions. I like the taste of grilled onions. So I'll grill onions. I'll make my own like avocado like salad, or I'll make just guacamole, whatever the case is. I'll put that on top, and I'll put like cayenne pepper and jalapenos on it, and like that's it. That's my go-to. Like, that is it. And I'm so good to go after that. Like, I'm not fancy. I just give me the basics and I'm good to go.
So I'd like to definitely make people like you, like Vegan God, more vulnerable and show people that, you're not, perfect. So when's the last time that you messed up on a vegan diet, even if it was on purpose or accident? Like, and how did you mentally handle that? What was your thought process on that?
You mean as far as like having cake or?
Yeah. Yeah, really anything about that, like,
But, well, if you've ever seen my timeline, I mess up all the time. Like, so I'm always eating cake, brownies, ice cream. I mean, it's always vegan. I just, I've come to the realization that, like, I've learned how to moderate my tooth and moderate my, the other food. I've just learned not to beat myself up. Like, we all gonna make mistakes. I don't care how perfect you try to be. There's gonna be a mistake. And on top of that, somebody's always looking for your mistakes. So don't even worry about if somebody sees it. Like, I tell people, you can save a baby from a burning building and somebody will still complain that the baby had a scratch on it. Like, it's just, you will never please everybody. So don't worry about it. Just make sure you're pleasing yourself. Make sure you're making yourself happy. Make sure that, that sounds funny, you're pleasing yourself. Just don't take but everybody knows what I mean.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure that, you're happy with yourself and how you're treating yourself. And it doesn't matter how somebody else treats you. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things. So, like, I don't beat myself up. I hang around with Tory Washington all day. He's like got like 2% body fat. You know what I'm saying? If I really wanted to beat myself up, I just, comparing myself to him, that could happen. But I don't. I know I'm a different person, things of that nature. So
that's awesome. I would love to get Tory Washington on here. I would die. Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. And if he won't do it, I'll make him do like a joint. Like, we'll both be on here. So if he because he doesn't do a lot of interviews and things of that nature, but I'll make him do it. We'll get it done.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having you on twice. I'll do that. Could you tell us 2 goals that you have for yourself in 2016? They don't necessarily have to be vegan, but they can be if you want to. And then where can everyone find you?
My 2 goals for this year are to influence over 100,000 people. I don't care about. I'm not talking about Instagram following. I'm not talking about Instagram following. I just want to have a hand in influencing people to do better for themselves. Like, if you notice, a lot of my midnight motivations, they have nothing to do with being vegan. It's just about loving yourself, understanding that, you know, there will be tough times, but you can make it. And another one is just making my business grow. You know, like, I'm very, very, very passionate about my company because it's my baby. That's what I started off. I started from the ground up. So I just wanted to grow, and it's actually on its way there. So I'm not really too pressed forward, but I just want to continue my mission and not lose focus. And that includes, though, getting in better shape, uh, things of that nature, because that's all included with my business. And Instagram, Twitter, I'm under the same thing, which is Badass Vegan everywhere. And also, you can find me at John at badassvegan.com. You can email me there as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come on this show, and I will have you on again.
Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
That's it for this week. Wasn't he awesome? Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions about becoming vegan or you're wanting to be on this podcast, please contact me at any social media. That's Dark Sunshine, DARKSUNSH 9. I can't wait to meet you.